Hey guys, how's it going? This is Dave Sebastian, coordinator of Mentoring Arts Programming with Wayside. I am excited to be back with you guys once again. Today is the 30th. It's another beautiful day outside. I even have my window open back behind me. If you guys can see that. There it is. It's great to have some fresh air and stuff, and to be working on something new. Yesterday we did our Miracle Man collage, and that's finished. It came out pretty good. Let me show you. There you go. So this was the collage that we made the last 3 classes and the last 3 programs. Oh, that's right, it's backwards. Anyway, there we go. Finally got it. Awesome. Anyway, that thing came out pretty good. I had a really good time with it, and that was from a Jack Kirby book. It was issue 12 of Miracle Man, series 1, I believe. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Had a lot of fun with that. So now the next thing, right? Oh, what's the next thing? What are we gonna do next? Oh, I know. We'll do these custom totes, right? What we're gonna use is a stencil that I've built here already. First thing we're gonna do is pull that stencil, set up the bag as best we can, to sort of see. I get some ideas on how to work with it. I'm not totally sure how it's gonna work out, but I'm optimistic. And there's 25 of those, so I'm gonna try to get through as many as I can. I may have to do all 25, so if we can get through 25 today in 2 hours, that would be really fantastic. If not, we get as far as we get, you know? I think any of it is cool to be working, you know, to be creating artwork on a beautiful day. And hopefully with you guys, like if you guys are out there, I hope you're all having a good day. I'm excited to be here with you. I wish I could be in person with a bunch of you guys, but no matter what, I will be here running this program if anybody is interested. Okay? All right. Let's grab one of the totes. This is an awesome bag they gave me with the Success Fest logo on it. That is my logo that I created. These are the totes that we're working on. They're not exactly beautiful, but they should do the job. I think my idea for painting them is going to work out pretty good. This is our work surface here. This is the stencil, and then we'll spray out the board. So that's what we're going to do today. I have to grab one thing, so give me 1 second. All right, sorry you guys. I think we're all set for stuff. This is a mixing board that I got at Harbor Freight. I don't know what it's actually for. I guess it's probably for mixing. It says body fillers, epoxy. I don't really care about those things. I was hoping this sticker would come off nice and clean, but of course, can't have that happen. That would be foolish. But luckily, I got this tool right here that in theory is made for this job. Oh, make sure it's up here. There you go. Ah, what a pain. Should have just left it there, painted over it. Seems like once you get under the edge, it's not so bad. Yeah, we'll work on that later. Who cares, right? Doesn't really matter. But anyway, close that up. So this is what I'm going to use for the bags. My idea is that we could take the bag, right, open it up. Hopefully this fits inside of it, which I had at least relatively good feeling that it probably would. All right, we put it on the seams. All right, drop it down in the bag. All right, so we got it pretty flat. All right. Oh man. Oh, not magnetic. That's a problem. I thought that it was. I could still use weights. It's still not a bad surface to work on. That was annoying. How did I think that it did and it totally didn't? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. I don't understand. I'm positive that I put these magnets on it in the store. Huh. You guys hold on one second. I want to see if I have a different piece of metal that I could use. Let me think here for 1 second. Not big enough. Something metal a little bit bigger than that. Can't be much bigger though. It's really got to be that size. All right, hold on 1 sec, guys. Sorry about that, you guys. Try something different here. Magnets stick to that. All right. I don't know how I screwed that up. I could have sworn that I tried that and it worked fine. Really dumb. And this one, of course, isn't as big. And it wouldn't fit the wide way, right? Maybe it would. It's not big enough. All right, I'm going to try something. One more thing, a little bigger. Hold on. All right, you guys. Sorry about that. Ridiculous. Leave you guys hanging. Sorry. We're going to try this cookie sheet, which looks a little bit closer to the right size, I guess. Stupid thing is pretty wide. Of course, it has to be the perfect size. Well, if this doesn't work, we could always do weights. You know what I mean? All right. Try this again. All right, well, that doesn't seem too bad. All right, not bad. That looks pretty good. I think that's gonna work just fine. Just fine. Let's see if I can get one more staple. One more magnet. Bring in a couple more magnets. Got 3 more. That should be perfect to hold our stencil. These are, I think the 2 packages are about $6. Got those at Harbor Freight. I don't like Harbor Freight, but feel free to shop there. It actually has some good stuff, you know. There are just things that you don't need to buy high quality that are gonna go, you know, like what, you know, I don't know. It's also a lot of junk. Let's see if we can get up in here a little closer so you guys can see the. Come on, there you go. I know it's wicked hard to see. I wonder if you can see it better without this. Nah, worse. All right. Coming to the end because I'm going to use colored vinyl from now on so that you guys can see it. It's foolish that, you know, that it's impossible to see these stencils, and since I make stencils often on the channel, I don't want you guys not to be able to see them. All right. One thing I need is some eyeglasses. Okay. So I'm using this unit right here. This is a stencil puller or a stencil weeder, depending on the person you ask. I got it from a printer that I used to know. And I have not seen him in 8 years, but I still use the tools he gave me. In fact, I had 2, and 1 broke maybe 6 months ago. So it lasted for nearly 8 years. Thinking about upgrading to something that's has a pin on it but isn't this tool, and I haven't been able to find anything I like as much yet, so we're gonna keep looking. There's a thin sheet of plastic over the front of this acetate, and for some reason I keep forgetting that it's there. And then you have to peel your stencil twice because you also have to peel this additional material that's on top of it. There. Believe it or not, this is a pretty significant task right here. Trying to be able to see. Oh. No. Whoa. How to make a mess real quick. Come on over to my place. We should be able to figure it out. Right. That was a good one. Let's see. All right, getting there. All right, that's a big piece. Got a big one there. Right, out here, looks like we're down to just a few more pieces. Gotta get this guy. I would consider this cheating. You know, you can't go to the exacto. Plus, it a lot of times it doesn't work out as well as it seems like it will. Usually just screws you. Because all the lines created by the cutter are incredibly clean. And the ones you cut out with your X-Acto from like half a mile away, which is, seems like where we are right here, right now, then they are going to look like crap by comparison. What do we got here? That's this guy right there. It's giving us some trouble. Hmm. That spot right there is kind of trouble. Alright. I think I gotta give this little trim in the middle so we don't have to cut, weed all the way down. We can take a break in the middle. It's a little like surgery, I guess. You guys see, or is my head in the way? Oh, of course, your head's in the way, dude. Of course, what's interesting about this, anyways, this is just weeding stencils. But it's moving along. I think we're coming down to the end here. All right. Careful not to stab yourself. It hurts. This is a relatively tedious task, but if you do it right, it can look really nice. Literally look exactly, like you're drawing, which is just what we want. Either your drawing or a logo, someone's logo, nobody wants to see a sloppy comparison of their logo. They want their logo exactly. And this is maybe the best possible way to do that, unless you're really unbelievable at drawing. When I was in school, actually, for illustration, they hand copied cereal boxes and stuff. And so those dudes, I could guess, could straight up do a logo. And that's probably how a lot of people get work, like if you can just sit down and do it. I'm a tricks of the trade kind of a person who's like, how can I do this without having to be able to do it? Like, how can I make this sort of work as opposed to, I guess, knowing how to make it work. Which is okay. I like that. I like sort of figuring things out. A little bit. I don't like as much not knowing how to figure something out, which I feel like happens to me quite a bit more often than knowing. It is hard to see clear plastic. Hold on, hold the phone. Where's the last piece? Just have to take it out without screwing up everything else. Alright, looks like a little piece of negative tree got stuck.
Daddy, where's the sweatshirt?
I think it's there, right? Are you guys leaving?
Hi.
That's just Mac running through. He just stops by for a sec every once in a while. Oh, it's so silly. Where was this guy? Can't really put it back super razor. Let's pull it up. What do you say, guys? We'll pull it up on this machine. Alright, there we go. Alright. There. Alright. So we're going to have to place this guy with some tape, which is a pain, don't get me wrong. It's a serious pain, especially this one that doesn't really have any super obvious place to put tape. For this, you use masking tape, you know, so you can see through it at what you're doing, and you can trim it real easy to be really, really small. So what am I going to do? Okay. So now we clear this out in all the other places. I want to leave some of the tape, obviously, so that we still have enough to hold on to. Right there. Okay. Go. Is that my tape or the stencil? Okay. That gives us an opening there. Attachment here. That'll do it. Good solid attachment right there. Might even be able to pull this edge out right here. Alright, looks like we repaired that little guy. Got some pretty good clean lines there again. Alright, I am going to have to pull this intersection back together. There's like a little tight little intersection of a tree here. I need to make sure our tape is off of just a little bit of that. Tape doesn't exactly blow away. I don't know if anybody else has ever noticed that about it. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Hmm. There we go. All right. I think that's going to hold that right there. That looks pretty good. I feel like the rest looks pretty good. We got some odd overlaps here and there, which is what it's supposed to look like. So that is our whole top. Now we just have this bottom, and the bottom is mostly big pieces, so I don't think it's going to take nearly as long as that did. Now that I've jinxed myself by saying that. got a really, really good cut out of the silhouette this time. I know it's taken a few minutes, so it doesn't necessarily seem like that, but it actually is. Like, you know, this is probably one of the best stencil cuts that I've had happen. A lot of it, obviously, is figuring out how to work with the tool, you know. And I'm not going to say I have that figured out at all, because I really don't, but I have it figured out enough to do the things I want it to do, which is, there are only a few, really. There's trace. And now that I've found that I can draw, also, I've been trying to come up with ideas of, you know, drawings that I could create that the silhouette would, you know, that I could then make the silhouette draw. It's actually like a really awesome part of the tool is being able to take the knife off and replace it with a pen. Only problem is I've only found a couple of pens that can do it. I had this great idea, which is that what if you used a pencil? It could be your outliner, right? And then you know, it automatically draws your outline, and then you can go in and work with your paints and stuff, and you don't have to sweat drawing the whole thing and then burying the whole thing under paint. But for some reason a pencil, or I haven't figured out yet how to make a pencil work in there. It just, it's not tough enough, you know, like the force of the cutter, it just dulls the needle, the tip of the pencil down. So then it stops drawing. I think there's a, you know, I think there's a solution to that. I just haven't figured out what it is. And also, you know, you can't fit every type of pen in the holder. You know, like apparently there's a converter, and I'm going to get that so that I can fit paint markers in. But there's, you know, I haven't gotten a chance to try that yet. So easy to get confused when you're looking at these tiny lines. Stuck a little bit. Oh, there we go. How about you guys? There we go. I think like the last one, we gotta get some of this little stuff out so that we can see a little bit better. Right down here. This weird top plastic that I foolishly left on here when I was cutting. I forgot. I've done at least a couple of times now, so it's like, you know, maybe you should try to remember that there's a sheet of plastic that covers this acetate. This acetate's worked out pretty well, though. This is like, it looks like a Silhouette product. You know, it has like a blue stripe, and it's their design, but I think it's made by Michaels. But it's not crazy money. It's $12 for a 12-pack. They're 12 by 12, so you don't lose any of your cutting surface on the Silhouette, which is a 12 by 12 cutting surface. And I got corner to corner pickup, you know, so it was like I literally pull up in front of the store and they just hand it to me. It's a good deal. And I like it. So $1 a sheet's pretty good, and I probably get, depending on the size of what I'm working on, probably get maybe like 8 or 9 stencils out of those 12 sheets. And you know, once you figure out a cut setting that works for you, it's great. You know, it absolutely does the job. Really improves everything that I'm doing. You know, really, really cool. And you know, it wasn't really a ton of money. You know, like, oh, this guy's supposed to stay. It was, I think they're about $250. So I don't know if that's a lot, I guess, if you're a weekend crafter. But if you're into airbrushing, like, it is a lot less expensive than a plotter. And if you're not doing jobs that pay, like that really pay, you know, like sign making and stuff, having a stencil for your work is really good, you know. Oh, that was a good one. Just figure each time, try to cut off anything that we can that needs to leave. Hands are way too big for this foolishness. This is when it sucks to have really big fingers. There's times it's good, you know, like you get big rings, you know, like actually it's mostly a pain. Can't think of the number of times it's helped me. I guess I can hold a basketball and a football pretty good. That's something. On this cut, I was like, oh man, look at how great that is. The letters are going to be a pain, but this root system should come off in like one big piece. Yeah, not so much. Alright, that's not going to work, so let's try over on this side. Ooh, those were some big victories. Get that piece off. Hmm. Almost there. That was another good piece. One sec, you guys. How you guys doing? I know this has taken a way longer than I meant for it to take. But we're getting there. You know, shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be too much longer. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Camera. I'm worried what the rest of the stencil is going to look like after we beat the crap out of it, taking these pieces out. Note to self, next time, cut them up into more individual bits. Oh no, not mean to pull that up like that. How are we looking here? Seems like my fingers work a lot better than the tools do. It's just that my fingers are so big, it's really hard to get them where I want them to be. Man, I'll tell you, after all this, I really hope this thing works for us. Because this has been an undertaking. I do feel like we're getting there. Same thing I was saying earlier. This is a pain, but it is easily the best cut I've gotten out of this tool in a long time. I was actually just thinking last night that maybe my blade was getting old and it might be time to, retire it and get a new one. Whoops. But as long as it still cuts, whatever. And this seems to be cutting, good. One second. Seems like the X-Acto wasn't exactly the right tool. Okay. Like I said, let's just hope that some of the stencil, opposite part of the stencil, still exists when we're done this rather extensive stencil pulling process. Alright, let's take a look at this guy. Oh, close, very close now. So for the stuff sticking up, you try to use the, I am using the mat to try to stick them back down to teach them to stay there. You know, we're trying to get them to flatten out so that we can, you know, get our stencil to stay. We also need to use this stencil quite a few times, 25 times, so we've got to try to baby it a little. Oh, I need a really heavy thing. Yeah, where's my brayer at? Somebody tell me if you get it hot, it'll stay down. Just taking a look to see if we got any floating pieces. And it looks to me like we have a few. This guy here in the middle. I don't think they're all, that they were all intentional, or that they, I don't even know what purpose. I want to tape that down anyway. So I might as well cross it right like that. Alright, I guess we'll have to see what happens. We've got pretty much everything pulled on it. I have a few pieces of tape left here. I'll take it real easy. Got all of our letters pulled out. They worked out really well. Another great use for the stencil tool is being able to loosen up all of the stencil so you're not putting too much pressure on any one part of it, because it is only plastic. lot of these guys. Actually, you know, it's not too bad. You guys can see it a little. Do that. You can't mess it all up to fix one part, because that was funny. It was like, cuz can't screw it all up to fix one part, cuz. Just a touch or two, just to try to clean up a couple of these spots. Let's just see if we can make this work. This. So it probably makes sense to try it on a piece of paper first, right? I mean, otherwise, who knows? Hey, we need a little bigger one. Idiot. That was really great, dude. You made it, all of them too small. Awesome. All right. Grab a couple gloves. All right. Hey. Gotta let my dog in. All right, we are loaded up and ready to go. Air supply wise. All right. Is it not plugged in? No. Man, this is happening again. One sec, guys. Compressor problems, you know. There's always friggin' something. Okay. Seems okay now. Cool. All right. We're gonna use airbrush paint. Paint marker paint. This is Molotov paint. Since this doesn't matter that much, and we just want to get the middle. Just gonna stick a couple heavy things there, specifically this ruler, which is probably gonna just do fine. You guys see this crooked as hell thing? This is what happens when you cut the wrong size paper to do a silly project. Definitely some jumping around guys in there. Always important to put paint in. You know, before you start painting, you should go ahead and put paint in. It's a good plan. Well, I'm just using a little. I gotta use a lot of black to do these 25 bags, so should probably use a little. that would be too wet. All right, let's take a look at it. I think it looks pretty good. Looks like I made a little bit of mess there on the bottom, and we kind of need that spot where we have the tape. Let's throw this down, take a look at it. We need at least a little bit of it. All right. Let's just hit that one more time right here and see if that little bit makes a difference. If there's any paint in here, which I don't know if there is. Yeah. That's where the tape is. Unfortunately, it looks like you can really see that that's where the tape is. So we're going to have to go in here and come on. Guess you could always just move this over here too and that'll work. Well, I would say not 100% because I definitely should have figured out a better way to make these middle pieces stay. You know what I mean? Let me show you guys what I mean. 1 second. Launch switcher cast. Hey guys, so over here, this is where we build the stencil, right? So you can see, looking at this, that down here, right, if we get close, we can see that down here all seems to be, you know, pretty self-contained, but what you need to do is we need to look at it like this, which is like that, right? So really the parts we need to stay are the background, pieces. Right, so if we take our layer here and use our paint bucket tool to select our background, deselect, select, and then just do select. Actually, let's do this, right, which is, whoops, apparently I had it turned all the way down. All right, so now we want the black, right? We want all of this black. So the first thing we see as a problem is these tiny points. If we go in here and take out these points, right, we're going to make it easier on us to pull it and on the cutter to cut it. You know, still want it to have this little like veiny, you know, like thing going on, but we want to make sure that it's not so small that it makes a problem for my fingers. You know what I mean? Like, that was a dumb thing that I did, right? So you want to just kind of go around, blunt all of these, so they're a little easier to pull, especially where they get small enough that they don't even show up in here. Okay. Almost there. That one, this one. Right, so pretty much right there. Looks good. Right, so now we've got all these extraneous little pieces gone. Right, so now we're looking at everything except the blue, and we're looking at the black, and you can see here that this piece without this background, right, is just hanging, especially if we have to take out some of this information here. So if we go with the brush tool, which is what we're using now, and we're using black, and you just go like that. So now you're attaching this inside to our outside. This guy here too, he's like way too big and left alone here. We need something that's going to hold on to him, right? But that we can fix, right? Same as over here. We can like put some points in that'll hold on. So kind of looking for some pieces that we could just pull out too, you know, because like one of the things that made the pulling it the last time such a problem was that there was so many large pieces. Like right now, the entire tree and all of this is one gigantic piece. So I think we're going to need to break that up a little bit. Like here. Maybe here. So let's undo that one. Let's do this one. The tree part up here wasn't bad, except for this little triangle here, which was just too small to hold on. So I think we need to make this bigger. This looks way better. Whoops. So now let's pull out a bag or two and see if we can use this one for that while this one's cutting. I need one more piece of acetate. Do I have one more piece? Yes, I think I do. Looks like one more package of acetate, which is awesome. This guy here is not big enough. I think we'll just go ahead and use another sheet. Remember to take the outside plastic off. There it is. Nothing harder than putting a mask on, putting glasses on with gloves on, and trying to take a sticker off with one.